All jokes aside, if somebody doesn't check that motherfucker, soon, I'm talking like in a matter of days, there will be another civil war on American soil. I don't like making posts like this. I don't want to get on here to fearmonger or scare you. I'm just not going to look at all this shit and say, it's fine. If somebody doesn't check the president of the United States in a matter of days, there will be a civil war. And I'm so terrified of admitting that or sharing that news, because who the fuck wants violence or bloodshed other than Kevin Roberts, who said there will be bloodshed or there won't be bloodshed as long as the left allows it. Basically saying stay out the way. Why do I think we're days away from potentially seeing a civil war? Everything that's happening in Los Angeles right now, right? I see the tweets from the tweets or whatever from Donald Trump, and he says, rioters and looters have no place in America. The National Guard is on the way. Pete Hegseth is talking about bringing in the fucking Marines. God forbid the American citizens have a fucking problem with unmarked vehicles full of people who claim they don't have to show identity or their fucking faces. God forbid they have a problem with people like that showing up at elementary school graduations to arrest the parents of the kids who are graduating. You know how traumatizing that is for an elementary school kid? You're there to fucking graduate. It's elementary school. You just want your mom and dad to be there and to tell you good job. They're there to tell you good job, and now you have to watch them run away because ICE agents showed up to take them away. I don't want to hear the bullshit of, oh, well, they should be in the country legally. Fuck you. Fuck you. You can't call yourself a goddamn Christian, but then want somebody to go through some bullshit like that just because they don't have the same papers as you? Is that what Jesus would have done? Would Jesus have been like, oh, I'm not going to heal the sick because they don't have the right paperwork? No, you weird bitch. So I will always say you can't be fucking Christian and MAGA. But back to the point. When they say get creative, and then I see ICE agents go to elementary school graduations with the thought process of, well, of course the parents will be at their kids' graduation. What kind of parent wouldn't be at their graduation? A better question is, what kind of parent, better yet, what kind of father would want to set an example for their son where the son looks at the dad and says, Dad, why are you wearing a mask? Dad, I saw a video of you taking a woman away and the husband was crying. What happened, Dad? Dad, what's that video of you doing this? That's the example you're going to set for your son? Okay. There's going to be a civil war if somebody doesn't check this motherfucker. This is quite literally fascism. If the fucking January 6ers can be let free, but then people protest against ICE in LA and y'all want to call the fucking National Guard? A quote I became aware of last year that is wildly accurate to the point where I almost want to get it tattooed on me. I don't have any tattoos. I'm quite scared of the needles. I'll be honest about it. But that shit I want to get tatted on me. It says, when corruption becomes law, rebellion becomes duty. And you can replace corruption with whatever words you want. When fascism becomes law, rebellion becomes duty. When white supremacy becomes law, rebellion becomes duty. Whatever word you want to put in there. When it's not fucking American, when it's not fucking democratic. Not in the political sense, but in the sense of democracy. Yeah, rebellion becomes fucking duty. What are we talking about? And let me be absolutely clear so TikTok doesn't try to come for me again. I'm not promoting violence in any way, shape, or form. I never do that. Why the fuck would I do that? Violence is weird. If you can't be civil and mature and things like that, maybe you shouldn't have controversial conversations, be in certain fields, whatever the fuck. But when we're talking about the extreme things we're seeing right now where they feel like it's necessary to call in the National Guard because the American people have a problem with some masked, unidentified people taking people off the streets, if we're being honest about it, simply because of how they look. That's not homegrown criminals. That's not domestic terrorism. That's not any of that shit. That's the American people being the fucking American people. Don't know what the fuck you thought it was. Y'all thought y'all was just gonna come in the United States of America, of all places? Slavery lasted for centuries, bitch, but we over fucking came in along with segregation, along with a bunch of other bullshit. They thought they were gonna waltz into America, use Elon Musk technology or however the fuck they took over the presidency again. They thought they were just gonna waltz in here and do all this extreme shit and not need any opposition. You must not fully understand how much Americans love freedom. And you're not going to sit here and tell a country full of intelligent, conscious adults that their disapproval of what you're doing with the deportations is them being un-American, bitch. You're gonna realize a very rude awakening when you come to realize that. Let me put it this way. I'll wrap it up. Let me put it this way. They sent 2,000 National Guard troops, armed, obviously, to LA. Let's assume that half the total population of Los Angeles is against ICE. So now you have 2,000 National Guards versus half the population of Los Angeles. Will there be loss on both sides? Of course. Duh. That's why we don't like violence. We don't like war. But if we're looking at it from numbers alone, I feel like Los Angeles might have this in the bag if their numbers are like 105 to 1.